Hello, hello. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. Daniel, you're first this evening. Good evening. How are you? I hope you are well. Thank you for joining us. As you're coming in, guys, please start sharing. Hello, Chidi. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. As you're coming in, start sharing and also invite your friends and family. Vivian, good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Nike. Good evening, Liv Howani. Good evening, Miss Sharon Care. Good evening, Amachi. How are you? Thank you all for joining. Hello, Ola. Hello, Olani. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. As you're coming in, please don't forget to share and also invite your friends. Don't just share onto your page, but also invite your friends. Daniel, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Omonike, good evening. Olatunji, good evening. Hello, Bolaluro. Thank you all. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. I'm so glad that everyone is coming up. Hello, Patty. How are you? How are you, everyone? I'm really excited to see that you're joining us. Even though I can't see you, I feel like I can see you. Well, good evening, Doris. Stella, good evening. Theophilus, good evening. Thank you for joining. Share, share, share. Hello, Nikki, Pastor Dinkiru. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you all for joining. So we're not going to spend too much time with the pleasantry because we want to get on with it this evening. We've only got an hour, so we need to utilize the hour with our kingdom fruits today. So guys, only 9 people have shared and there are more than 9 people online. So please start sharing. Thank you very much for sharing. And also invite people. Don't just share, but invite them to come and join you individually. Hi, Yinka Davies, good evening. So I'm going to turn the camera around now and give the mic to Dr. Sandey so we can start. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Is it good evening? In your place, depends on where you are. Good evening, good day. I hope you are ready for today. Today we are going to be talking on the kingdom fruits. Kingdom fruits, that we are going to be talking on somebody that you all know very well on these kingdom fruits. We're going to be talking about Anastasia McDonald. So I want to profile her for you. I want to read out the profile of Mrs. Anastasia McDonald and how she came to be on DSA platform. And she's become a hero on this platform. She's become one of the most memorable person and one of the most significant individuals to the DSA family. What is this program about today? This program, Kingdom Fruits, is to profile people that want to do something, people that are doing anything on DSA family, people that are bringing forth fruits. We want to prove to the world that you don't just go to church anymore to sit down and have good goosebumps. Good goosebumps is not enough reason to go to church. And you don't just go to church for cultural exchange, like just to dance around and to play familiar music and have people, entertain you and just feel good about yourself. Because we are not biomasses. We have been given a calling as to be personalities. So we started this platform so as to be able to produce kingdom fruits, people who will reflect the kingdom of God, people who look just like God. And so Anastasia McDonald is such a person that she's been a Christian for 30 years, but in the last 1 year, she's been able to do more than she has been able to do in the 30 years of being a Christian. We need to stop this madness. We need to stop this craze of people going to church, being wasted, just being seated in pews, and being exploited. We need to stop this craze in churches of people just going to church and working as laborers and working to sustain somebody's family business. We need to stop this craze of people just going to church to pay tithes and offer. They go to work. It's just like going to the plantation. They go to work all their lives, Monday to Friday, only to come on Sunday to give somebody that money. And they think they are giving it to God. And then the church doesn't even give them anything in exchange. If the church, they give them something, but it's not compared to the years that they have spent, sitting down in those pews. Can you imagine if somebody could bring forth the kind of result that Anastasia is having in 1 year? No university does this. Not just university, no church does it. So what about if we will have churches producing people with this kind of results? Can you imagine that every church will, even not in 1 year, let's say in 10 years, let's say in 20 years, but this lady has been going to different kind of churches, famous churches in London and in Africa. She's been to all kinds of churches. She's been praise and worship leader, usher, everything. She's been looking for herself. She's been so desperate and active. And there are millions of us like that, of you like that, who are Christians, who go to churches, and you don't even realize that the church is supposed to release your creativity and release you into your mandate, into your future, into your destination, into your destiny. Some of you don't even realize that the church is a place where that's supposed to help you identify your promised land and plant and establish you in that promised land. So this DSA family is an alternative to the modern day church, to show people the kind of results that church is supposed to be producing on a regular basis. Today before yesterday, that was the debut program for Kingdom Fruits. We profiled Olani Ayeni, that is bringing technology to African schools, to African youth, thanks to DSA platform. And now thanks to DSA platform. So that's why we all must invite our friends. But this is mind-blowing. Anastasia McDonald is doing something just mind-blowing, just off the limit. Let me read that story to you. Anastasia McDonald. She wrote this. She says, it was in August, just August, it's less than a year actually, just August last year, 2016, while on Facebook, that I happened to stumble on the DSA platform. The message was, why joblessness is a blessing. I had a message like that, why joblessness is a blessing. If you don't know of DSA, Pastor Sandey or Dr. Sandey Adelaja's messages, go to Sandey Adelaja Official, that is on YouTube, or go to Sandey Adelaja, one word, Sandey Adelaja blog, all one word, .com/video or audio. You'll be able to listen to all kinds of messages. So this is one of the messages, and she happened to be attracted by the title of this message, which was, why joblessness is a blessing. Because she said, at that time, I thought, who had the audacity to make such a ridiculous statement? So, many people would normally have this kind of sentiments when they come across Pastor Sandey and my statements. Some people think he's proud. Some people say he's bragging. Some people say it's just what he's saying it doesn't make sense. All kind of things people could say about DSA. That's the first, your first impression is never the right impression. That is the first impression that she had, and that is the first impression that a lot of people have, that this man should be out of his senses. That how can joblessness be a blessing? Well, so she said, my contract then had just come to an end, and I was out of a job. And here he comes and says that joblessness is a blessing. I wondered what next step to take now. I went on to, because she didn't know what to do. Nobody was giving her any alternative. So she said, I went on to listen to this audacious message, and I was pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly surprised, excited and relieved, as I felt a heavy weight lift off my shoulders. a heavy weight lifted off my shoulders after listening to the message that she thought was crazy. From that moment, I became hooked. She became hooked to DSA platform and vowed to never miss a broadcast because it changed her life. One message changed her life. Can you imagine how many people, how long she had been going to church? She had been going to church before then for 30 years. And this one message, she didn't even leave her house. Changed her life. Can you imagine how long you have been going to church? And how many messages you've listened to and nothing has changed? So, this was my first turning point, Anastasia writes. Then, what are the products that these 7 months or 8 months of following DSA has produced, or let's say 1 year of following DSA had produced in Anastasia's life? The first fruit, the first result of her life, turnaround. So, she had lost her job, she was maybe in depression, she was in a bad place, and she started just listening to somebody from her home. By the way, if you have lost your job or you know anybody who have lost their job, we have a whole series. This is not just one message. It's a whole lot of series of messages on this subject. So you go to that YouTube, Sandei Adelajah Official, go to the playlist, you'll find, a title like that on the playlist with all these subsequent messages. So the first thing she started to do was that she's writing here now, I was filled with so much gratitude to Daddy God as I started listening to DSA life transformational messages that I decided to make notes in the comment section to help people retain these truths on the broadcast. So she was making each time I make a statement or I say anything interesting, she will make a note. Little did I know that I was helping mothers with little children who couldn't take their own notes, and those with data problems that lived in Africa that couldn't put on the video but could only read the comments. What really made a difference to me was when DSA started teaching on conversion. I learned about converting intangible energy to tangible products and services. By this time, Facebook began sending me warning alerts. You see, this Facebook thing, they have all kind of limitations. That she was writing too much comments. But they didn't know what she was doing. She was a nuisance. But really, she was being a blessing. I didn't even notice what happened. I know that she stopped writing the comments, but I didn't know why. I then thought of how I could convert this problem into a better service such that I could share my notes with everyone across one platform across any platform without interference. So now, see the heart that Anastasia has. People with this kind of heart, always make it in life. They always make it big because she had a heart of service. She was willing to serve the people on the platform together with her. She didn't say, why couldn't you take your notes? And now she had a reason to even quit doing that. She said, well, Facebook stopped me from doing it. And that was a good excuse. But she heard about conversion, and at this time she came at the right time because I thought that every problem should be converted to an opportunity. Every problem is a blessing in disguise. Just learn how to convert it. So she now decided to find a way to convert this challenge of not being able to take notes to bless other people. She could take note for herself, but not to bless other people. She was now looking for a solution through the problem. And this is our first practical fruit on the DSA platform. The idea of using Evernote app came to me. I discovered I was learning fast by listening to DSA teachings, and that I had a growing faith to take action rather than be just a casual hearer. Even though the Evernote app was good, but it was time consuming. Once again, I thought, how can I improve this sharing of notes with other people on the platform, especially the nursing mothers and people in Africa? The answer came in creating a Facebook group, which I named DSA Notes and Messages. DSA Notes and Messages. Just in the short time of listening, let somebody write that place. DSA notes messages and messages. If you need all my notes, the notes on my messages, that's the way to get it. There is a full page, a whole page on Facebook where, every message that you hear me preach, you need some notes on it, or you want to review it, and those messages are written, and others all thanks to Anastasia. So my advice to all of you is to clap up for Anastasia. That is how she produced her first fruit, her first product on the DSA family, and thanks to DSA. She was not doing this, but whenever you serve people, whenever you do anything to people, or for people, you gain influence. For example, if you find people who are in need, let's say some refugees or some poor people, and you resolve their problems, guess who would they follow? Would they follow you, or they will follow the other guy who passed them by and never did anything? They follow you who resolve their problem. That's how leadership is created. Leadership is created by providing answers, services, to people who are in need. So she, just by providing notes to people, she's got over 300, maybe 400 people following her just on this singular platform. Influence. Talk about influence. Talk about influence. And this is less than a year. She has her own group. This is a closed group of people who want to explore and learn and read her notes. And she's having 300 people she's leading. Because she has the heart. Influence came from nowhere. Some churches don't even have 300 people. Some, even the churches that she used to be a member in, never even had 300 people, some of them. But in 1 year, less than 1 year, just by having a heart to help other people, she has over 300 people on that page. So she said, just in a short time of listening to DSA daily broadcast, I was discovering a new me. She said she was going to church before this for 30 years, and she never even knew she could be as good or influential. She was indeed discovering a new her. I pray that you will not be coming to this platform in vain. I pray that your coming to this platform will help you to discover a new you that is a leader, a new you that is born to be fruitful, a new you that is made to multiply, a new you that's supposed to subdue the earth, a new you that is supposed to carry the glory and the beauty of God to your generation, a new you that is capable of changing one sphere of the other. There are needs everywhere. This need became the need to serve others, to give them a note, or to give them opportunity to read Pastor Sunday's message, became our own platform. It became our influence, and it became our elevation as well. When you serve people, when you are determined to resolve other people's problems, you create a platform for yourself. You give yourself a voice, and you give yourself significance. But when you just live for yourself and you do your own thing, you are limited. Number 2 product that Anastasia McDonald produced. So we know that she already had one result, one product, over 300 people there. You think that was enough? For a lot of people, we are tormented by the problem of modesty, false humility. A lot of us, we have just one result, and then we stop at that. We say, okay, that's enough, 300 people are all and we just relax on our oars. And that is a problem that many people run into. But that's not who God wants us to be. God doesn't just want us to be fruitful and stop. God says be fruitful. Go ahead from being just fruitful. Be multiplied. And then increase and be multiplied. And after that, go ahead and spread across the land. Go and subdue some places. So Anastasia went ahead and did even more things for herself. The next product that Anastasia started producing, thanks to being on DSA platform, is that she started a talk show. And she had been dreaming of hosting a talk show before this, like for 4 years. Just going to church, nothing happened. Can you imagine how many people have been dreaming of doing one thing or the other and just going to church for years and nothing happened? People have been dying in churches with their dreams. People who have been having dreams and aspirations, they have been burying those dreams and those aspirations just because they didn't have a helping hand. Just because churches are no more interested in elevating people, in promoting people. Churches are no more interested in helping you discover your calling or your platform. Churches want to use you to grow their platform, the pastor's platform, their church, their denomination, but not you, not your platform. So, but this lady, in less than a year of just listening to DSA on Facebook, she started her own Facebook project, a live show. She started a live show. So let's hear what she writes. In January this year, I attended my first HMT in Kyiv, Ukraine. She came here. And for the first time, I began to realize and to really understand what the kingdom of God was really about by encountering DSA himself and his lifestyle. On my return, DSA started the Kingdom series, teaching, just doing series. I learned, this Anastasia saying, I learned so much about being God's image bearer, glory carrier, anointed one, apostle, restorer of his glory, enforcers of the kingdom of God on earth, armed with different gifts, talents, and callings. I thought, I cannot sit here and remain quietly after listening to this message. You see what messages are supposed to produce in us. These are the things messages are supposed to do for us. These are the kind of results listening to messages, going to churches are supposed to be doing for us. Going to churches, listening to messages are supposed to be transforming us just like it did for this lady. Once again, I was motivated to take another giant step of faith to start a talk show. And she was never trained as a journalist. And she never hosted any TV or radio program before. But because I was challenging them to do something on the platform, she took the challenge. That was an idea that God had planted in me 4 years before. I felt that Daddy God wanted me to talk about and address daily daddy issues, as well as share personal experiences, topics that will ultimately help people develop an up-close and personal relationship with him. So even God spoke to her. God gave up to her to display him and talk about him, but she couldn't still do it. She was just being religious by going to church and paying tithe and singing in the choir. But she was never pursuing and, carrying out our mission and our purpose on earth. So I was so inspired by this Kingdom series. By the way, if you did not listen to this Kingdom series yet, I'm just so very sorry. I'm so very sorry. For anything you do, go to the internet, to YouTube, or to SandeiAdelajablog.com. Find that whole series on the Kingdom. The video and the audio, you must listen to them. So, inspired by this Kingdom series, Anastasia started our own talk show that is called Who is Your Daddy? And that talk show is every Saturday. I think she does it every Saturday, but she started it Saturday, 28th of January. Who is Your Daddy? Beautiful program. Beautiful program. But before then, she had started another talk show, yes, that I told you about, that was called my life story series. No, did I leave that out? Yeah, I think I left that out. So this is one thing she did, Who is Your Daddy? But before then, she had started another program. So this one, Who is Your Daddy, is Saturday, 2 p.m. UK time. But before then, she had started another talk show again, another live broadcast. This is a talk show, but the other one was live broadcast. So after the DSA note messages, she started another project that was called My Life Story Series that I would like everybody to listen to that. It's on YouTube. Anastasia McDonald, go look for it. And it says, My Life Story Series, the next turning point was in November. DSA did a teaching titled, You Are Not an Afterthought. You Are Not a Mistake. That was a mistake, a message I gave like that. You are not an afterthought. You are not a mistake. you could get all these things on YouTube. I was deeply touched and motivated into action, especially after he encouraged us to, as the participants that day, to go and launch our platforms by starting out our different ministries. I also want to encourage everybody that is listening to me right now. I'm not just here to entertain you, and you are not just here for the goosebumps. So I want to encourage you to think about creating your own platform. Everybody is here to become something. Fulfill the reason why God created you. What is the platform that you want to do? Maybe you want to be doing quotations. Maybe you want to be doing writing. Maybe you want to start a live program like I'm doing right now. Maybe you want to start a blog. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to become a millionaire. Anything that God has placed in your heart, it is time right now to step out and begin to do what God has called you to do. So she had started this one in November 19th, called My Life Stories. And she has them on the internet and on YouTube. They are just marvelous, wonderful programs. So these are 3 projects right now: DSA Notes and Messages, My Life Story series, and Who Is Your Daddy talk show. Then she continues. This lady is tough. She didn't get satisfied. And she continued with her 4th project. And her 4th project is My Daddy God for Real. This is a Facebook page she created. My Daddy God for Real. So what is this? This is another talk. This is another one. Okay, she says, with my talk show barely taking off the ground, I discovered that daddy issues, problem with fathers, is a global epidemic. And you agree. People have problem with fathers. So this lady decided, a woman decided to confront the issue of men. Men are not even taking up the topic. But thank God, Tunde Dizu is taking up the topic for men, but not for fathers, really. He's just talking to men. But this lady is trying to resolve the problem of, lack of fathers and daddies. So what did she do? So if you know anybody that have similar problems, go look for Anastasia McDonald. What she did is, she said, this was allowing me to say the least, how much problem people have with their fathers. But DSA had just taught us that we are problem solvers. You see, she's referring back to how she became who she is and how she began to do these things because of the teachings that were given to her. That we are the solution to the world's problems. She said she was listening to DSA. We are the solution to the world's problem, no matter the problem that is in your country. Look into your heart if it's there or not, and you believe God that you can fix it. That's why I say, when it comes to ruling and reigning on earth, you need more faith in yourself that you can do it than you need faith in God. You already have faith in God, but you are not doing anything anyway. It is when you begin to believe in yourself that you begin to really, the power of God and the resources of God that is in you will begin to be manifested. But just to believe in God and wait for God to come and do it for you is a waste of time. So she said she heard this message. So I thought, what can I do to make Daddy God real? An idea came to set up a page on Facebook where I could talk and promote Father God in personal ways, using my gift of creativity. Therefore, the first week in February, My Daddy God for Real, that's the page, My Daddy God for Real was created, and my new series was started. My Dear Beloved Child was begun. My Dear Beloved. So she has a new series, a new talk show series that's called My Dear Beloved Child. That's actually number 5 now. And then My Daddy for Real page was created on Facebook to solve the problem of fatherlessness. Is she not beautiful? Is she not awesome? Number 6, I would say, project that she started is called Awakening Art. Ooh, I don't know if some of you have seen her drawings and art. She is talented. But this has been buried in her since she was a Christian, since she has been in the church. She was not drawing anymore because of some problems. She was sitting in churches and coming to clap and sing for 2 hours and go home. But thank God, after listening to DSA for less than a year, as I made small steps of progress with my talk show and my daddy God for real, I received encouragement to resume doing my art designs. God, she got the encouragement, the grace, the energy. You see, that's one of the things we come here for. The energy to act, the energy to go ahead and do something with your life. She said, setbacks in my life had caused me to abandon my art gift. But I was becoming stronger on my inside. Now, after listening to DSA, and now I had the strength to start drawing again. And she has beautiful drawings. If you've not seen her drawings and her pictures, you need to check them out. And she has them on Facebook too. Then the next thing she started, number 7, I would say, the healing journey. This is really amazing. Look what this girl is doing. In April this year, I attended HMT for the second time. She's been to Kyiv 3 times in 1 year. Believe it. I felt my capacity and confidence increased. She was becoming stronger. She was becoming healed, coupled with the teaching on the art of analytical thinking. And she didn't have money to come to Kyiv the first time. She said she went and got a job as a cleaner. She was babysitting. She did everything she needed to do just to go to Kyiv. But see how her life has changed afterwards. So she said, when I heard the teaching on analytical thinking, which is also on Facebook and my blog, I felt it was time to go deeper with Daddy God and begin addressing issues that DSA had taught, especially those in relation with the principles of assumptions, point of reference, and inference. What started as a healing journey in April with just myself then become 2, and then 3, and then 4. For what? I mean, what is she talking about? 1, 2, 3. She's talking about women. She started gathering women all over England and all over London. So now I lead a small group of women. We call them DSA Queens. Anastasia. She's called Anastasia McDonald, guys. Don't joke around with her. Her name is Anastasia McDonald. Don't joke around with her. Don't joke around with that girl. She has started her own army. Her own Queen's army. Wow. So what we do is that we go on a healing journey together using a book that is called Healing Journey. What really makes this journey impacting is that as we report back weekly to each other during our meetings, the principles DSA taught us provides us with refreshing insights to our past or an event that had happened in our lives and the necessary wisdom to make changes. So if you want to join this Ladies Queens Club, make sure that you look for Anastasia McDonald and inbox her. All the women in England, all the women in the UK. And she's doing this on Skype. You doesn't have to just be limited to the women in UK. I mean, you could come from any country, just calling by Skype. She started this revolution by Skype. Anastasia. She's not allowing territory to limit her. She's not allowing geography to limit her. She is starting this restoration journey, healing journey for women, and almost every woman has a story. Almost every woman has a journey, has some healing to be made. And you can join the team. You can join the team. So, yeah, we are growing so much in the Lord, it is amazing. Our meetings are held over Skype every Tuesday evenings, 8 to 10 p.m. Every Tuesday evenings, the meetings are held. So any woman all over the world, I hope they will take you into the team. Then that is not all. See the next thing that Anastasia is doing. Number 8, life coaching. She's Anastasia started life coaching community. Life coaching community, MK. I have been coaching. I started by coaching a 24-year-old lady, brilliant lady, and I've been doing that for personal coaching she's doing. Individuals. Do you know any woman, any individual, men and women that needs personal mentoring and coaching? Anastasia is there. I use DSA book, Who Am I? Do you know anybody that have not discovered who they are, who have not discovered their calling? Well, Anastasia knows how to coach them individually. I don't know if they are paying her for it or she's doing it for free, but she's just beautiful. So this, my student, is making so much progress and so very happy. She's now on DSA platform as well. And she started listening to DSA messages. Also, she is passionately going through the loss of money on YouTube. That's a series I did. And while making extensive notes, and she's also making extensive notes. By the way, everybody that is making notes, for all people making notes for any of my messages, especially this lady, we need the notes because we want to build a university. So we need your notes, please. All of you people who have made notes, any note that you've made, from any of my message, if you know that you've made a good note, you have written, not by hand, not paper, but electronic notes. Even if it's by paper, do the photocopy of it and send it to us. If you've made any notes of any of my message, we need those messages. Write them or send them to VIP@God Embassy. Let somebody write that. VIP@godembassy.org. Send them to VIP@godembassy.org. So she does these live coaching sessions on Mondays from 12 to 2 p.m. She's full-time. She's busy full-time now. Then the last thing that Anastasia is doing, number 9, is, look at this, what Anastasia is doing. She called this one Stately and Flourishing 50-plus Women. Stately and Flourishing 50-year-old plus women. She started a group and a club for women above 50. And the reason she did this is because she herself is 54 now, above 50, and she said she doesn't like what women above 50 talk about themselves. They talk themselves down, they think that's the end of life, and she wants to give them flourishment, and she wants to give them statelyhood. So she said it is a new platform that I just recently launched. The idea of stately and flourishing 50-year-old plus women had been percolating in me for a while. I couldn't stand the attitude and stigmas of women, especially above 50. Initially, I argued with myself that I'm already doing too much stuff. But then I reminded myself of the incredible exemplary lifestyle of DSA. And then I took to the plunge. I took the plunge. I have started developing material out of DSA's book, How to Regain Your Lost Years. Any one of you could take any of my books. Go, don't look for, what do they call it? Writer's permission. What do you call that? Copyright or something. Don't wait for copyright. I mean the writer. I mean, it is my book. Take any one of my material you want. Copyright or no copyright or go use it and start your own lesson, start your own class, start your own consultation, start your own coaching, start your own lesson, start your own. So that's what she has done. She took my book, How to Regain Your Lost Years, and she started using it to help women in this category. So she's saying, watch out this space. It's only been 10 months, and I'm witnessing exponential growth that I have never. It's only been 10 months she's been following DSA, and she's visiting exponential growth as she had never experienced in the last 30 years of being a Christian. So thank you, Daddy God, for connecting me and my husband with the best mentor in the world. My best mentor in the whole wide world. An amazing spiritual father. Let's clap and shout out. So I'm going to call Anastasia now on Facebook, and on Skype, and we are going to talk to her and hear from the horse's mouth. So maybe meanwhile you could be reading the comments of people.
No says, at Anastasia, you're great. Clapping for Anastasia by Lola. Noah says at Ojo University will build an ideology guns can destroy. That's why ISIS or Boko Haram is recruiting. They sell ideologies. Noah says university, wow, ideology, of course. A university, awesome. Ojo says that. Charles says at Anastasia cruising. Monica says Anastasia is now a life coach. Oh, great. Ojo Pelumi says amazing. Ojo again says wow. Monica, this is really lovely. I never knew of this. Thanks so much, Anastasia. Benny says amen, Pastor. Tony, well done, Anastasia, and God continue to bless. She is tough. Oh, that's Elizabeth saying that. Judy saying, wow, 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 amazing Queen Anastasia, wonderful. Thank you for sharing your gift and passion with the world. Patty says, super proud of this woman. Romano says, bravo, Anastasia, and God bless you, DSA, for reawakening people's spirit. Wow. Ojo says that. Elizabeth says she's full of energy. Ebenezer says, well done, Anastasia. Monica says, wow, wow, wow. Ojo says, wow. Patty says, such a descriptive, in-depth, and thorough presenter. Anastasia talk show is mind-blowing. Monica clapping. Anastasia McDonald, you are blessed and gifted. Well done, Mommy. That's Liv Huwani saying, well done, Mom. Curtis is saying evening to everyone. Monica says, thanks, PSA, for the platform. Vivian clapping.
Okay, we now have Anastasia McDonald online. And Anastasia, are you there?
Yes, my best mentor in the whole wide world. I'm here.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful life, beautiful personality. I'm already afraid that I don't want you to die.
Amen.
What will the whole world do if someone like you will go to heaven?
Oh my goodness. What would the whole world do? They would lose something very significant.
Yes.
And by you just saying that, it just brings us the focus of all of us that we have something very special to give to the world, and that we need to go out there and do kingdom business. It's like you've been teaching us.
Tell your story. I'm sure you heard out the presentation, how I read about you. What would you like to tell about, what would you like to say?
What I would like to say is that if any prophet had come to me a year before or whenever to say that this is how my life is going to unfold, I would not believe the prophet, because I know where I was just 10 months ago. I know I was in a very dark place, and a dark place for a long time. And sometimes I feel like I have been with you for a long time, but it's only been 10 months. It's not even a year, just 10 months. And the joy that I get is that every time you preach a message, I find to go out and do. It's so easy. And I'm asking myself, why didn't that happen in the past? And that is why, I have almost 8 projects running, because there's a way that this morning I was reflecting and asking myself, why is it that I'm able to follow through with your teachings? And what came to me was that there is a way that you teach that inspires, that motivates, encourages, that gives you faith to get up and go and do. The way you teach, you see, I was asking myself again, I said, why? Why is it that for so long a time, for 30 years, I haven't got up to do? And then the answer came clear to me. And the answer is that DSA, Dr. Sandey Adelaja, my best mentor in the whole wide world. You see, you teach from a heart of love. It is one thing to teach or preach with charisma, or to teach with phonetics, as the Wiganese may say, or being able to talk intellectually. That's one thing. But when somebody is teaching from a place of love, and I believe that is what touched my life. Anytime you teach from a place of love. You teach from a place you really care about people. You really, really care about people. You care, and you love God. It comes through. So my answer is that to be an influential leader, first of all, you must really love God, and you must love people, like you've been teaching. Love God and love people. And then you begin to touch the hearts and minds of people and begin to influence. So what came across to me, anytime you teach, what I hear is the heart of Daddy God. And that's why I don't joke with this. This thing that I go about Daddy. It's not a mantra. It's not just something I'm just saying. It's not a fun thing. It is a serious thing. You teach from a heart of love that causes a person to rise up from the dumps and say, I can do it. And you go out. So that is my story. For those of you who are listening right now, DSA loves God. He really loves God. And his lifestyle is like God. You know, the Bible tells us that the kingdom of God is like this. And DSA reflects the heart and the mind of God. So if you don't know God, if you have problems with connecting with God, you just got to look at DSA and how he lives his lifestyle, and then you can see a reflection of what Daddy God looks like. And when you're with DSA, especially when you go and be with him in Kiev, you're picking up his love, his attention, empowerment, everything. In fact, the number one thing that when you go and be with this is security. There's this thing, you feel secure in his home. You feel so secure. You feel so loved. And let me tell you, if you want your children to grow, let them experience love and security. It is not how much you quote the Bible. You can know the Bible back to front and front to back. You can quote all manner of scripture. But love is the defining factor. So
by the way, talking about security for the children, do you know, I don't know if people here listening to us know about this, but we are actually organizing for children and teenagers and kids from the age of 10 to 20. We are organizing a special HMT for children in August. So if you really want to give that impartation of love and security and direction to your children, I think let's follow the advice of Anastasia, and you need to write a guest at godembassy.org, or you get in touch with, you go to my blog, sundayadelajablog.com/guest, or visit. Is it visitor? Guest. Visitors, or it's on the blog. I think visitors, or visit, or visitors. Anyways, just write guest at godembassy.org. It has email, so you'll be able to get in touch. If you want to send your children, you might send your teenagers, or you might come with them to attend the HMT for children. And then your children will be able to be like Zoe and Pearl and Perez. So we are waiting for you. But Queen Anastasia, you are a queen indeed. You have imposed yourself upon all of us. None of us can escape you right now. I think nobody in the world of Facebook can escape you. You have really invaded us from left, right, and center.
Yes, if people knew where I was coming from, the very dark place, until you've been there, you won't understand. And now I understand why. I used to not understand why Mary Magdalene poured such expensive oil over the feet of Jesus. She knew the depth of where she had been, and she now was experiencing love that cannot even be measured or quantified. And that's what it's like for me. I know where I have been, and I know what Daddy God has led me to. Daddy God can come down himself, but he's given himself as a gift to me in the person of DSA. And that's why I don't joke, that's why I don't joke with DSA, that's why I don't joke with the term my best mentor in the whole wide world, that's why I don't joke with Daddy God. I'm experiencing the love of Daddy like no man's business. I'm experiencing security of God. I'm experiencing all these things that I've never, had with being a Christian for 30 years. So,
do you think everybody on the platform who have been Christians like you for many years, going to different churches and have never been able to realize themselves, do you think by coming on the platform to listen to all these messages, or by going on YouTube or the blog, do you think they will be able to arise and actually begin to do something with their lives? Do you think that it is really possible for everybody to begin to enter into their promised land and actually begin to fulfill their calling?
I would say that the degree to which you are desperate is the degree to which you will experience freedom. Now, what I didn't mention before was that the past 2 years, 3 years, I had been crying out to God that, number one, that Daddy God, please show me somebody who loves you and is the embodiment of you. That was the one cry that was going out to him. And then second, I asked for a family, a kingdom family. And I kept praying this, especially last year when it crossed over from 2015 to 2016. But little did I know that my prayer was heard, because in August, that's when everything began to manifest, the fulfillment. And so I would say that in a certain degree, or to a certain degree, you want to be desperate, because the more desperate you are, the more open you will be. The more open you'll be, because I've seen certain comments on the internet, like yesterday, about DSA, very negative, and I was so sad for this person. Very, very sad that you just totally missed it. But if you really mean business, oh my goodness, all the fullness of Daddy God will be open to you. What do you want? What do you want? Everything will be open to you. So, that's my answer. The degree to which you are desperate, then you will experience great change.
Now, this your mentorship, what do I call it? It's not mentorship, use another word for it. Life coach. Can anybody come and join your life coach program?
Yes, they can. In fact, just 2 days ago, I had a call from somebody from Ukraine, call me that they want me to coach them. And you know this person, but I'm not going to mention on.
Beautiful. So anybody from you go call in from any country that you become their life coach.
Yes, Pastor.
Okay.
Yes, Pastor.
So how do they find you?
They can send an email to me at anastasia.mcdonald12@gmail.com. Anastasia.mcdonald, which is MAC, McDonald12@gmail.com.
Okay. What about the healing journey? A lot of women need healing in their lives, and maybe men too. Is there any way you could help them?
Sure.
How could they find you? Is it the same way?
Yes, the same way. So just send me an email.
Who are the people this one is meant for, the healing journey?
It is for people who are broken, especially those with daddy issues. But really, it is all about those who are broken. You've had issues with your childhood, and we are on that journey of healing. So issues from your childhood. And thanks to the teachings that you did on the art of analytical thinking, it is really, really helping us to identify, like I said, assumptions. We're looking at point of reference, inference, concept, all those things that you taught us. Things just come to light. It really does help us see what is happening. I don't think if we hadn't had the teaching, it would be so clear to us. So something will happen and we say, oh, point of reference. We'll say that is point of reference, and we'll start making head of. But it's just those of us who are in the group, we are just growing leaps and bounds.
I know that you don't want to reveal this, but I know that part of the thing that you do is to meet with all these people overnight or over a few nights and spend the night with them, like a retreat. You do things like that sometimes. So is that open to all your disciples?
No, not yet, because we are still
okay, no problem. But they could be mentored by you, and yes. they could go through the journey with you.
That's right. They can go through the journey, and as God expands me, we can look at renting an actual facility and doing it there. But in a moment, or in the meanwhile, it's in my home.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the your notes? Is it purposeful that you don't allow people to share it because it's not open to the public to share?
I was thinking that I didn't want I don't want it to open it to people who may make ridiculous comments
I think you are right, and you don't want to open it up to people who don't value what DSA is. Exactly. And DSA is content. Yeah, so people should know what they are getting if they don't value it. So it's a good idea, I think.
Exactly. Yes, be protective of what has been commissioned in our hands.
Beautiful, beautiful. Is there anything you would like to say to people who are listening to you right now on DSA platform?
Oh, yes. What I would like to say to anybody here who is listening is that, number one, please go through Dr. Sandey Adelaja's messages. All the answers that you have been asking God and are crying to him for, Dr. Sandey has got over 500 messages now, I think, on YouTube. You will find an answer there. And also, to join the new broadcast that I've started this week at UK time is 7 o'clock on tithes and offering. I implore every one of you to join and listen in. Your lives will never remain the same if you will be open-hearted. And I implore every one of you to please open your heart. Throw away just empty your mind and be open-minded to the teachings that are coming forth, and then take action. And you will see your life blossom in a way that you've never known before.
What will you say about your visit to Kiev and to HMT? As those contributed to your result?
Oh my goodness. HMT, yes. That's another one. And as I said it before, on the little videos that I've done, whatever it takes, it will take you to get to HMT. Please do it. If it means you selling something in your house, go look in your house for all those things that that are accumulating that you're not doing anything with it. Sell them on eBay, book yourself a ticket and go to HMT. Your life will never remain the same. You're going to go through boot camp like no man's business, but you're going to come out shining with new insight, fresh revelation, and also the ability. You'll be equipped with the knowledge and the skill to go out and do kingdom business. So that's and then staying behind also. I also encourage, if you're going to go to HMT, make sure you plan to stay behind, because that's where the real deal is. That's where you get to see Dr. Sandey in his lifestyle, the loving father, the loving mentor. Basically, it's like you're with Jesus, and you get to see him in reality, and that begins to rub off of you. Begin to pick up, his mindset, the way he does things, and you're just delivered. Now I understand that, look, to receive healing also, you don't need to be spat on, you don't need to be pushed down on. You just, being in the same environment, you begin to be healed just by watching a mentor with a godly lifestyle. So I would encourage you to do whatever it takes. Get that ticket, go for HMT, and stay behind and see your life transformed. Mine has never been the same.
What do you think about this new project that I just started, this Kingdom Fruits? By the way, I want us to call this, after it's finished, Kingdom Fruits, Anastasia McDonald, introducing you or introducing people to the Father's love or something like that. Or that, do you want that Father's love or God, how do you call it? Daddy God's love.
Daddy God.
Daddy God's love, yes. Anastasia McDonald introducing you to Daddy God's love. Daddy God's love. So what do you think about these Kingdom Fruits new projects that we're doing?
I think it's a brilliant and excellent idea, because the ones that you did previously from Ukraine. So when you get to hear those from Ukraine, but this time we're getting to hear others on the DSA platform. So that, I believe, will inspire other people, like myself, like me, who's come from nowhere, and in doing so much will inspire other people that actually they can do it too. It will give them encouragement that, look, if Anastasia has done it, if Anastasia, who came from a black hole and is making impact, then I can do it too. And to the rest of the world, really, we are advertising and promoting Daddy God like no man's business. So it's a brilliant idea.
So is this showing people what church is meant to be? What is real church for real?
Yes. It is. I don't even want to call it church, because anytime you mention the word church, it has religious connotation.
Yes.
But really, to me, what it is demonstrating is the kingdom, how the kingdom of God is supposed to be, how we are supposed to go out there. I like wanting to go out there and do kingdom business, But the word church right now, it's got some negative connotation. So yeah. How to do kingdom business. Easy. Easy. Yes, easy. Not struggling. Not the fasting for 30, 60, 100 days, shouting and screaming until you can cough, until you're coughing, giving all your money away, and all that crap that goes on. Pardon my English. But this one, you just hear the message and you go and do it easily. If I said to you that I fasted with all these projects, I haven't. And it's not that I pray. I'm praying long prayers and shouting. I'm just having a conversation with Daddy, and you told us that we and Daddy, we are one, and so we're just led by the Spirit. You just go and do. So that is my understanding. I just go and do. I haven't been praying long prayers. I haven't been fasting. I haven't been doing all that thing. All I know is that you said that we are children of God. We're led by the Spirit. We and the Daddy God, we are one. Just go and do. And if you go off course, He will correct you. And that's what I've been doing. No, if you pardon me, no wahala, no headache, no anxiety. Just do.
And you have been able to do in this 1 year or 10 months, actually more than you have done in 30 years with all the praying and fasting.
Tell me about it. All the fasting and all the praying and all the anxiety that comes with it. I did nothing. I did nothing. But this one, it is with I love doing every single project I'm doing. The DSA knows I absolutely love it. Pardon me, the Stadium Flourishing, the My Life Story series, all the ones. Yes, obviously when you're stepping out, you're nervous, but then that's the human side of you. But I absolutely love where I am. I am enjoying my life. I said to my husband, husband, I am happy. I am satisfied.
Beautiful.
I'm really, really happy.
Beautiful. That's the dream of every husband, to have a wife that is really absolutely ecstatic and happy and satisfied. That is unbelievable. And will you people like to say anything about this? This is mind-blowing. What a result. Somebody that we all know producing such mind-blowing results. Well, I will give the microphone to Mayowash to, tell us what she thinks about, this unbelievable, mind-blowing testimony. And, of course, to read people's comments after that. So thank you so much, Anastasia. Nice seeing your light, your star shine, shine, shine bright. You are like 1,000 stars in one. And that is not the end. Let me give you my own wisdom and strategies for you. So you could write this down or you could watch this later. Some of the things that I think will help you and really improve you. Number one, begin to target teams now. Begin to think about producing a team, raising up your team your team.
Yes, sir.
So you put a target before yourself to maybe have 20 people in your team, 100 people in your team, 200. It will go maybe from 2 to 3, 4 to 5, 10, 20. And the more people you're able to produce, the more you will be able to reproduce yourself. And the more those people will be able to do exactly what you are doing.
Yes, sir.
Number two, make sure that everybody you are ministering to right now, that you are also telling them that the goal is not just to help them get delivered and be healed. The goal is that they would themselves become deliverers, they would themselves become saviors, and they themselves will have their own platform where they are bringing healing and deliverance to others.
Yes, sir.
The next point is help everybody that comes to you, not just to get healed and delivered and be helped, but help them to get the ultimate help. And that ultimate help is to help them identify their own area of calling, their own passion, so that once they are healed, they assume their own territory of influence, they get into their passion and to their promised land, and they also become a source of blessing to others.
Right, sir.
Okay. The next point, begin to do make public all these things you are doing. Begin to broadcast yourself, not just on Facebook. Begin to make announcements in your neighborhood. Begin to write announcements. Even begin to talk to your borough, what you call them, to your local government chiefs, and begin to tell them that are there people having issues with parents? Are there people having issues, with children? Are there children having issues? Are there parents having issues? All these things, begin to approach to them that I'm here and I provide these services to these people, This is my story. These are the things I have. These are the comments I have. These are the results that I have. I'm ready to help.
Okay.
Then you could provide it for schools as well. Then if necessary, you could actually register a charity of your own just to do things like this.
Okay.
The next thing that you want to do, you want to begin to receive public speaking engagements.
Yes, sir.
And then you also want to begin to organize, mentoring sessions, in the hotels, or let people pay, or for 2 days or 3 days do retreat in, different places.
Yes, sir.
Even in people's homes and families,
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next thing that you want to do, you might want to open consultation online and by telephone and Skype to begin to give people consultation from all these varied of problems and issues. Some of them will be paid, some of them will be free, but begin to give consultations.
Yes, sir.
Announce these things. Advertise yourself.
Yes, sir.
And bring life through advertisement to all the people that might not even know who you are.
Yes, sir.
Next thing you want to do, you want to start organizing HMTs.
Yes.
All the things that you've learned from HMT and the things that that you have gathered on the platform, begin to announce HMTs in churches, in communities, in where you are, on the internet, on the Facebook. Just announce them.
Yes, sir.
Then the next thing you want to do is to begin to train people on how to start their own projects, just like we have profiled you now with your projects.
Yes, sir.
And how to start their own platforms as well.
Wow.
So I hope these things will help you and add to you. God bless you. Love you, my dear. It's a pity you are not here, or I'd like to give you a good hug.
Thank you so much, my best mentor in the whole wide world.
Love you. All greetings to your husband. God bless you now.
Thank you. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, Anastasia. I don't know if you are still there, if you can hear me. How are you doing? Great. You've really blown my mind here, and I'm sure you get a chance to see all the comments and you see it blown everybody else's mind. I have a little confession to make. I chose to look you up, okay? I wanted to know more about you. So I found one of your stories. I think it's on YouTube, on Dr. Sandei Adelaja's blog. It's called My Life Story Chapter 1. And I can see that you have a lot of videos about your life story. So I've only heard a bit of chapter 1, and it blew my mind. I recommend for everyone on this platform who is listening to go and find her stories. You need to see those videos, because then you can appreciate where she's coming from. You can therefore appreciate what she's doing, from where she's coming from. And it was powerful. I don't have everything, but it was powerful. It was very disturbing to see the list. And I thought, wow, who can go through this? How, when people go through things like this, how would their lives be? I don't know many people, unless in the movies, when you watch movies, who have gone through half of what you've gone through. So first, I just want to appreciate you, appreciate your life and what God is doing in your life. So having said that, I want to give you a great inspiration. There's something fantastic you mentioned, which I want to also mention again to everybody. The fact that Dr. Sandei tells us that he has all these teaching materials for us to use. He has different things from his videos, his blog, his books, different things, and he's very clear about it. Take from the material and blow it up. Use it. Those are kingdom principles, kingdom teachings, things like that. And what is beautiful about those messages, which are all free, by the way, is that the job has already been done. So somebody has already created, that's Dr. Sandei Adelaja. He's created the format, he's created the method. So it makes it much easier. So we're not just having like scattered thoughts. So just as Anastasia has done to create all these fantastic pages and fantastic things that she's done, whether it's a talk show or whether it's mentoring, personal training, things like that. Just as she's done this, I recommend for everybody else to do similar and see how it can benefit them. Use it in your life. Create things, create your vision, create your life, recreate yourself. It's never too late. Do something for yourself and you see how God will work through you. So once more, Anastasia, you're fantastic, you're beautiful. Thank you for bringing this to the world, for not just keeping it within you forever. Looking at your past, the little I've seen of it, I'm blown away. May God continue to bless you and lift you up forever in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Okay. We're going to have somebody else join us, Mrs. Sharon K.
Hello, everyone. Glad to have all of you on the line here. Anastasia, good evening. I don't know what time it is for you there, but I tell you, I am so blessed. Just meeting you face to face, seeing you at HMT was such a blessing. We talked about a lot of things, and I just want to share with people that I was talking with Anastasia, and I didn't even know she has so many platforms, but I just knew about 3. I didn't know she had more than that. And she spent, I think it must have been more than an hour with me, showing me what it's like, what her what her schedule is like. And wow, to me, it was like really overwhelming. But there's something that she shared with me that was very encouraging, and I'm thinking it might be encouraging to all of you on the platform. She told me, she said, she explained to me that when she first started, it started by one idea. And as she was working on that idea and, you know, getting used to that idea, other ideas started popping up. And when she was making her schedule, she learned that even though her schedule looked one way that month, she should be opened enough to God to have it change. Well, to more be like flow in another direction. So what I learned from Anastasia is that when we put things down and we have a plan, we should also keep in mind that at any time that plan could move onto another level, not to be so rigid, not to go with the flow. I think that part of what Anastasia has is submitting to the flow of the Holy Spirit. And I'll give you an example. During that 1 hour when she was teaching me, there was a pastor, I forgot his name, he is from France. And he just happened to stop by the table, and we were just chit-chatting, nothing serious, and he was saying something about France and French, and she said, oh, you know, I've always wanted to develop my French. I know a little bit, but it's a language I really want to know, but I gave it up sometime in my life. But anyway, they talked a little bit about that. She was saying, oh, when I go to France, I know who to talk to, and he left. And when he left, she goes, wow, guess what? And she just scribbled in her planner. She scribbled something, she says, and I need to learn French. She said, okay, now I really want to learn French after having this discussion with the pastor. And she just scribbled it in. And then as she was planning for the next month, she was showing me, she put in time there to learn French. Now, personally, I would have said, my schedule's already packed. Where will I even have the time to put French down? But she put it down, and I believe that's part of what she's going to be doing also this year. So what I learned from Anastasia is flow with the Spirit of God. Yes, you have your plan, everything down, but every time God will come in and lead you, you're still going to go to where you need to go, but you're going to be stirred, and you have to be used to this stirring. It almost might feel like an interruption or whatever, but if you just flow on how the Holy Spirit is flowing, I think that's how you will find yourself doing so many things that you thought you wouldn't be doing. And you get this supernatural strength because it is the strength of God. So Anastasia, thank you so much. Thank you for being an inspiration to all of us. You're so loving, you're so kind, you're so true. You have come out from people have to go and listen to your life story. That's all I can say. I can't even do justice to even speak with my mouth from where you're coming from. But guess what? You're a shining star now for all of us to see. You have shown us what God can do, deliver us from darkness into his wonderful life and light. So thank you for being a wonderful witness. And I want to also thank Pastor Sandey for giving out all that the Lord has given out to him, sharing with us, and we are becoming blessed, and we are becoming delivered, and we're heading for our purpose and our calling in life. Amen. Thank you, Anastasia and family, and greetings to your wonderful, wonderful husband. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mrs. Sharonke. We've got Miss Sharonke.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Anastasia. I want to say that I've said many things to you. I said some things to you on your birthday. But I want to say to you, even just hearing the extensive list of things that you've accomplished, I want to say I also have a confession to make that I am jealous. I am jealous of you because you are really hitting the pavement running. I mean, faster than, kids my age. So you are younger than all of us, and I think you remain that way even into your 70s and 80s. I think people will still be jealous of you and how fast you're running. One of the things, though, that I am most trying to emulate when it comes to you is your relationship with the Father, with God, because it, to me, the epitome of what an artist should have with their father. It's very close, it's very loving, it's so engulfed in truth, it's so engulfed in love. And I think that you really have gotten to that heart of God. You really have gotten grasp of that prayer that you prayed 3 years ago. You know, God really answered that for you in a real way. And I hope that, you know, that is something that I want to realize too. I think that's the thing I'm most jealous of for you, is that you really, not just talking about it. We can all talk about the love of God. We can all put bullet points about what the love of God should be and how it should feel, but you actually are experiencing that. You actually have grabbed hold of that. And that's probably the most inspiring thing for me, and the thing that I'm striving for the most in my life is that relationship of God, with God, that David-like relationship with God, that, you know, relationship with God that other people are jealous of. So I commend you for that. I commend you for all the projects that you've done. But like I said, all those 8 projects, all the 20 projects, all the 50,000 projects that will come from you, all come, I believe, from this place of Daddy God that you have created. And you always say to me, the best thing that an artist can do is to get very close to God, is to get in that really deep relationship with God. That is the most creative place to be, is in the center of that love. So I'm going to take your words, I'm going to fly with it, I'm going to take that on as my challenge, is to get into that heart of God where creativity is endless. You know, I'm almost not surprised to hear the amount of things that you've accomplished, because I know that once you get into that heart of God, once you can see through the eyes of God, there's no end to the creativity. There's no end to the ideas. Just like we were hearing from Pastor Sandey yesterday, where there's problems, there's money, right? But there's beyond money. There's just an endless amount of things that you can solve when you can see through the eyes of God. And I believe that's what DSA has really unleashed for you. And I think that you know, I always am saying, sometimes I'm sitting with with you talking, and I feel the same way that when people talk about DSA, it's almost like I'm feeling the same things when I'm talking to you. And I'm really inspired by you. I mean, you know, also I'm an artist, so I think, you know, that's also something that I really relate to with you, how you just, you know, you just accept yourself. You accept every part of yourself. And, you know, throughout my life, I've always been fascinated by people who just accept every part of themselves. They figure out how they're going to do that to the highest extent for the name of God, for the name of spreading that love. And I think you're one of these people that will go down in history as one of those people who has inspired me on a very deep level. So thank you for, you know, just being who you are and accepting all of it and doing your best and going your deepest with it. It's very inspiring to me, and I think it's going to be very inspiring to many generations, even after we've all passed. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Caroline. Carol Wise. Hello, everyone. Hello, Queen Anastasia. Queen Anastasia, to me, is a real queen. I know Dr. Sandey said that earlier, but I'd say she's the real Queen A. That's what I call her. There's so many reasons and for so many levels. But one thing also that I've discovered about her just now from today's session is that she's a mighty woman of valor. She's not just an ordinary woman. I know we all talk about, address ourselves as queens, but she's a real queen, and she's a mighty woman of valor. To me, a mighty woman of valor is a woman that is powerful in her relationship with her creator. And she's totally that. She's very, very powerful with a relationship. But you know what inspires me about the real Queen Anastasia is that with all her experience, you have to know her through the life story. I knew her through the life story series that she did. And I think I only watched the first video. And through that video, it just opened a relationship for me between myself and her to understand who she really is, the person Anastasia McDonald. And the discovery there was just so amazing. You know, I think I was crying throughout. I was crying throughout the first video of the life story, and many reasons why I was crying. I was crying because of her story and how she could easily just tell us that story, even though they were painful experience. She told that story as though she wants to help somebody, that she wants to heal somebody else. So she wasn't paying attention to herself. So that was amazing for me. That was one. It was also amazing for me that Queen Anastasia could call God Daddy, because part of the challenges of her life story was a daddy challenge, and how she could love God and still call God Daddy, because I find it hard to relate to something that I don't like. Maybe if I had an issue with a daddy, for example, I don't want to call God Daddy. But, you know, because of her beautiful mind, and that's what you would experience with her, she has such a beautiful mind that she's not even relating her experience in a negative way to impact her relationship with her Creator, with God. That she sees still God as a daddy, she still loves God as a daddy, even though daddy was missing or was absent in her life, and she seeks that relationship so much, but it wasn't positive as we would all like it to be. So that inspired me about her, that she could turn around that situation and make it such a positive thing and still address God as Daddy. So I was, I see that for me, that is a loving heart. That is somebody that sees positive out of a negative situation. And I love her for that. I love that about her. And that really gave me strength and taught me the lesson to love. Don't see the negative in things, like to pick out the positive. Even if they're negative, I can identify as negative, but to pick out the positive in that. That was amazing, and I can never forget that. Queen Anastasia taught me that. To me, she's similar to Dr. Sandey in terms of turning negative situation into a positive situation. So I was so intrigued about how you could tell that story. You were not crying, you were so open, you were so honest, you were so clear in telling your life story, and that was just amazing. I think that life story should be turned into a movie. I know we spoke about it going to schools, and Dr. Sandey confirmed that today. Schools, going even to homes, to children's shelter. In UK, especially that you're in UK, it could be all over the world. It doesn't have to be UK only. So I believe in you, and I believe that experience that you had was not for nothing. You know, you have already started turning those experiences around and making and changing people's lives. But the other thing that I really admire about you, and I'm so impressed with, I think Caroline mentioned that as well, but it's the fact that the speed at which you're making changes, the speed in which you're applying what you're learning with Dr. Sandey. A lot of us, you started in August, I think I started in May. You know, I had an head start, and what the product of what, yes, I am changing inside of me, but you're not just changing inside of you, you're also duplicating those changes and helping other people to develop them, to support them, to help them to understand who they are and to heal other people. So that, again, is about your beautiful heart, your beautiful mind, your loving spirit. So I'm so grateful for who you are, for who you've become, and I'm looking forward to the person that you will be in the future. I feel so blessed just knowing you, Queen Anastasia, just knowing you, being alive, just being in the world. When Dr. Sandey was saying that, what would happen, I mean, it's unlike Dr. Sandey to talk about death. And I'm sure that other people are wondering that why is he even talking about, if you die. But, that's a real thing, to talk, we are going to die. But if you die, the world will be missing something great. The world will lose a lot. So thank you so much for the speed that you're doing everything. You're teaching me to do things quickly, and also for your mind, for your spirit, for your heart. You're one of the most beautiful hearts that I've ever known, that I have seen, and I really appreciate that. And, your beauty, your ageless personality, your ageless, even physically ageless. I know God has got plans for you, and you will execute those plans. So to me, you're the woman of valor, and I really appreciate you. So thank you, Queen Anastasia, for your love for God, for your love for Daddy God. Daddy God for real. Yes, Queen Anastasia, Daddy God for real. So thank you again. I appreciate you. Okay, let me read some comments. Yes, we're coming back in half an hour, so I just want to read some of the comments that have just come up. Ojo Pelumi is saying, Ile Ife, Osun State is calling seriously their deep hidden so little issues here. There need to be an overhaul. Thank you, Joe Pelumi. You are there, so you can start the changes now. Elizabeth is saying yes. Let me go. Same here, Carol Wise. Yes, Caroline. Somebody is saying, yes, Caroline, I agree with you. I am jealous of you. I am jealous of you in a good way. God bless you. I think that's Caroline and Queen Anastasia. Submitting to the Holy Spirit. Very correct, Ma. That was probably to Miss Shoronke's comment. Queen Anastasia, McDonough is indeed a blessing. Keep the fire fresh, Ma. That's from Paul. They're saying that. Amachi says, Mrs. Banjoko is very right. We have too many resources at our fingertips to use. Been thinking in that line. Thank you very much, Almachi. That's and then we have I've read Julie saying, go Queen A, beautiful work. Can't wait to watch your blossoming. Can't wait to watch you blossoming even more. You will do mighty things. That's from Julie. And then we have Ngozi says, wow, Queen Anastasia, you are in your way. You are in your way to higher heights. I would definitely be in touch. That's from Ngozi. They're saying that. Ojo, I can see you're very passionate about Ile-Ife. But you're there, so you can do great things there. Amachi says, well done, Queen Anastasia. Your light is shining very bright. We have Jane says, kingdom results. Awesome. Congratulations, Queen Anastasia. This is very encouraging. We have Lisa saying, beautiful. Pastor Nikki saying, Rumi. Elizabeth saying, God bless you, Queen Anastasia. God bless you, Queen Anastasia, as well, from Joyce. Joyce is also saying, inspiring. Joyce also saying, brilliant, awesome. Chio Sandra is saying that. Or just saying, share. Guys, please share this. Somebody could be encouraged. Paul says, kingdom business. That's it. Okay, wow, from Paul as well. My daddy God for real with Anastasia McDonald's. That's Elizabeth Ali saying that. Nosa saying, somebody I have never met received a huge blessing from me today. All because the family is one. Our DSA family joined hairs. Ojo Pelumi says, Kiev, let's go there. So we're expecting you, Ojo Pelumi. Debbie is saying, Pastor, please, I want to attend the next HMT. Yes, Debbie, you can attend the next HMT. Go on SundayAdelajablog.com/visit. So the address to go is SundayAdelajablog.com/visit. You would find a form there, so you can complete the form for the next HMT. Okay, or if you want to come to Kiev, the same form, you can complete that form, please. So guys, we've got half an hour, just over half an hour for the next program. I'm really looking forward to that. You know, I love that already, and I know that you too do. Please call as many people as you can to watch it. People need deliverance, they need the knowledge, they need the understanding, they need the empowerment to know that they can use their hard-earned money in the right way. So guys, please do the honors, share this and share the advert for the next program, which starts at 9 p.m. Kiev time. Please share with people. Thank you so much for joining us. And I thank you in advance that you're going to join us for the next program as well. So see you soon. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.